Hey squad, hey, it's Bianca from Plan.live.budget. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed that cute little clip. I totally forgot to put it into the other video that I was talking about Universal. That's me dancing with King Julian. Yes, I like to move it. Anywho, we are working on Disney! This is the week of Disney. Super excited. This Disney inspired kit is from Leonard Designs. So is the foil bundle. So for the foil that had like the Disney snacks and that kind of stuff is from a different shop. I will try to link everything down below. I think it was like Kristen's something. I have to look it up. But anyways, mostly everything you're going to see here is from Leonard Designs. Except for like the little individual stickers. I will try to have that also posted down below because there's like a lot of different shops that I get them from. The other thing I'm going to explain before I kind of get into the day by day is that I did create some custom scripts of things that I did. However, I didn't have enough time to do all of the rides. So what I did was I have on some of the full boxes that have like the artwork on it. When I flipped it open, they're called heart checklists. So they're like cute little list stickers. Those I'm going to write the list. I'm going to create my own stickers for them. The list of the rides that we went on. I don't know if they're all going to fit, to be honest, because Epcot and Magic Kingdom, I think we did almost everything. Magic Kingdom, the only thing I don't think we went on was like some of the kiddie rides like Dumbo. And we couldn't get on Tron. We thought we had that pass thing that you can pay extra for to hop on rides and all that stuff. I could have sworn my mom clicked on Tron because we were talking about it. She said that was one of the rides she wanted to go on. For some reason, it wasn't on our list. So she said she was going to look into that to make sure she didn't pay for it. And then we didn't get to go on it. So, now that I'm saying all this out loud, I should probably ask her to make sure she did double check to make sure she didn't pay for it. But when we originally were making the Earth list of rides that we wanted to go on and paying extra money, there were certain ones that we did, certain parks that we did. I think we did it actually on all of the parks. And then I think Animal Kingdom, we just didn't do extra ones. Like we paid for Avatar and it starts with a K. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's basically it's a safari ride and you get to see all the animals and everything that I really wanted to do. So anyways, I remember her talking about Tron and for some reason like it wasn't on our list. We didn't get to go on it. But anywho, in this week's video, I'm also going to talk about, I had a health kind of scare, kind of like, I guess, kind of, not really. I wasn't too scared. But anyways, so I am going to talk about that on Thursday is when that happened. So if you don't want to hear anything medical, nothing like gross, had to do with my heart. So I will be talking about that on Thursday. So if that's something you don't want to hear, just fast forward through Thursday. I'll also have a reminder that we're going to talk about, a medical issue or whatever. Anywho, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get started with the day by day. I feel like me setting up all this sticker stuff is going to go fast. And then some of the days, I think I'm going to explain a little bit more, or I'm going to pause and I'm going to have like pictures. I'm going to try to pause as I'm telling the story and put some pictures up. I'm not going to do it every single day, I don't think. I think there's just going to be certain ones that I would like to share with you guys, if you don't mind me sharing, right? All right, so let's go ahead and start. So we're talking about September the 16th through the 22nd. This is also when we did Salem as well. So the next spread is going to be all Salem, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, not unfortunately, Disney and Salem kind of hit the same week. I kind of wish Disney was like the full week for the full spread. But you know, Disney's expensive. Being there for the 5 days that we were there. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind going back again. I think certain parks, I don't think I would do all the parks again. There's some parks that I feel like Animal Kingdom, there was one that you can go and walk around and see more of the animals, kind of like a glorified zoo, basically. There's certain things that I wish we would have done a little bit more, but also Vince that day for Animal Kingdom, he had to go back and had another phone interview, so for his job. So, I mean, I don't know. I talked to him about it. Like, would he want to go back? Because there's some budgeters in the community that have that Disney, what is it? I don't even know what it's called, where they have like timeshares and stuff like that. It's really expensive, but I guess it depends on how often you go. I don't know the perks. Like, I have to really look into it. I haven't done my research on it because we're no way anywhere near a financial spot where we can even think about that. But if we have family members in Florida, it would be nice to have like a place to like go and always visit. But at the same time, like, none of our family members live near Orlando. Like, my family lives the closest. We're probably about like an hour or two away. Not even 2 hours. I think like an hour and a half. Hour to hour and a half away from Orlando. So it's not terrible. His parents live more on the coast. So it's a little different, but I don't know. We also like Universal a lot better. As far as like rides, food, drinks, that kind of stuff, we do like Universal. They're also building another park, which is like amazing. But Disney is fun. It is expensive. Like anything, you just have to budget for it. I mean, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying Universal's cheap. It's cheaper than Disney, but it's not cheap in any sense of the word. So I don't know. Anyways, I think let's go ahead and get started. But yeah, let me know about down below. Are you team Disney? Are you team Universal? Do you care? Do you like both? I was trying to see if I could read the name of where I got those underlays from, but no. Did you like how I was doing sticker surgery hardcore on that tall box on the sidebar? Oh my gosh. I had to lift up so many different stickers and put it back and blah, blah, blah. There it is. Let me see it. Bianca, put it down. Kristen. I think, yeah, I'll look it up. Anyways, we're just going to get into it. Okay. So Monday, September 16th. Yes. So we slept in, had coffee and breakfast. We packed up for Disney. So we were getting like the camper was all set up. My mom did like a phenomenal job, because I know when we came back from Miami, we spent the night in the camper, and then she had mostly everything packed up. Like, food was already in the camper, in the fridge. We meal planned like ahead of time when we were talking about our rides and stuff. We were talking about, okay, so when do we think we're gonna eat out? When should we have, like, what meals should we have at the camper? Because we were trying to do it as like not as cheap as we could, because we could obviously go back to the camper and eat and then go back out to the park. But it wasn't terrible as far as like saving up money and just eating out. I wish we changed how we did Epcot, and I'll explain that on Epcot day. But other than that, we packed up the camper. I did some last minute laundry that I thought that way we could have more clothes for Disney. And also because we're going to Salem right after Disney, so I knew I wouldn't have time. So Disney had certain shirts that Vince and I bought for certain days, and then I wanted to make sure we were ready to go for Salem as well. So we both drove separate. Mom and Dad were in the truck pulling the camper. Vince and I left a little bit early, not too early from them. We went to the outlet mall, which is in Orlando. They have a Disney outlet store. They moved the store. Like, the store is so much smaller than what it used to. And last time we were there, it was so much more organized too. here it was like Ross when it comes to like clothes. You know how like Ross has it, they have it by size, but it's all put together, like all shirts and then all pants. And so it's separated a little bit, but it's not like it was separated by character, it wasn't separated by season. Like it was just all the shirts just thrown in there. And there's like a lot of people in there. So I was just like, okay, I'm not even gonna look. Like I was gonna look for a shirt and didn't even bother because there was just so many people around like these like little random racks. And I'm just like, no. So I did find I think it was an Oogie Boogie mug. And I think I was looking for ears, couldn't find Stitch ears, and didn't see a book bag that screamed at me. But I also got my book bag from Sam's from last week, if you remember, and it was super cute. So I brought that. There was other people with the same book bag too. So I was like, smart. Because some of those book bags now are like over $100. Lounge Fly or something like that. I forgot the brand that pairs up with Disney to make the bags. They're expensive. They're cute. Don't get me wrong, they're cute, but they're expensive. So, I forgot what else we got. We got 2 things, and I forgot what the other one was. Clearly nothing important other than my mug. I was like so excited. While we were at the outlet, we grabbed some Starbucks. I needed more coffee. And then we went to go check in at the campground with my parents. They already had it almost set up and everything, which I wanted to back it up. Like it's been a while since Vince and I had the truck that they have used to be our truck. And we also had a camper for a year as we traveled for work. And so we sold our truck to them because we sold our camper. They got a new pretty camper, but I miss driving it. I was gonna tell Dad, like, I'll drive the truck. I'll park the camper. Like, I got this. But he already had it all set up. We made some pizza that night. We got pizza from Sam's, I believe. And then my mom rented out a golf cart, which I'm so glad she did because the campsite is huge at Disney. No lie, it's big. And there's things to do there. Like, there's so many things to do there. And I feel like a lot of people who are there, they decorated their little campsite, like, to the brim of Halloween. There was one that looked like Ursula and things were coming out of it. Hold on, I will pause and I will show you those pictures because it was insane how well these campsites looked. Oh, they have Stitch! Oh my god! Ah! I love this camper. Like, seriously, how stinking cute are those campsites? Like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where they put them all. That one was like stormtroopers. I wish we drove back and I actually took like pictures of it. They had so many stormtroopers on there. And then the other one was the same one with Ursula coming out of the camper. It's just one was during the day and one was at night. Oh my gosh, it was like so good. They did such a great job. Anyway, so we were driving around. We rented the golf cart. We were cruising around. They have a couple of shops there as well. We went inside and that's where I got my Stitch ears. Super excited. And then they had, I think they had 2 pools, but I think we only saw one. We also drove around to see where we needed to go. So Magic Kingdom was the only one that we took the boat ride for. So we went and we drove around to see like where we would park, where we would go. And while we were there was a guy that was working in one of the shops and I asked him a question and dude, he gave me the lowdown. Literally the lowdown. He was like, this is where you can watch the fireworks from Magic Kingdom. These are the times, the days, you know, because if they do Not So Scary, it's a later time than normal. He told us what was going around, what places had what. There was a coffee shop, and oh my gosh, it's so much information. Love that dude. It was really informative, and we were really excited about it. So, the first night we could have watched the fireworks. It wasn't going to be a late one, but I didn't. When I was looking at the app, I thought it showed Not So Scary for Monday, because Not So Scary Halloween party isn't every single day, at least not in September when we went. It's certain days of the week. So just a heads up on that too, depending on when you want to go for Mickey's Not So Scary. But yeah, so after we were cruising around, we went back to the camper. We kind of chilled. Everybody was kind of tired. I think there was just like a lot of like packing and moving and that kind of stuff. And we also wanted to have like an early day. So this week was a lot of waking up early. I am going to sound like a broken record because I think every single day was a wake up early day. So let's go ahead and jump to Tuesday. So on Tuesday was Epcot day. So we, yep, you're right. Woke up early. I had some iced coffee, some breakfast. I think we had like bagels, and Mom got guacamole because that's how we like to do avocado toast, is just spread some guacamole on a bagel because that's easier. So did that. Then we head to Epcot. So yeah, Epcot, we went on, I think, on almost every single ride except for over by the land, which we went on. There was a movie. Oh, now I'm going to get the hiccups. Of course. There was a movie or something. It was towards the end of the day. We didn't do that. But other than that, I think we did almost everything in Epcot. So because you stay at the Disney Resort Hotel, whatever, we stayed at the campground. So we got to go into the park earlier. So there's other people like waiting, but there was a section where you can get to that you could get in early, and they just scan your wristband, which was really cool. I had a Stitch wristband. Vince got a Star Wars, and my mom just got like a plain. I think hers was pink and my dad was blue. But anyways, so we did Spaceship Earth, which is like that big golf ball looking thing, the big ball at Epcot. So we did that first. There wasn't that big of a line, and then we just hop in and did that ride. And because we had certain rides like Guardians, trying to think what else. Guardians for sure we paid for. I don't know if the other ones we didn't pay for and we just selected certain times. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Guardians we definitely paid for. When we get to the park early, like it's too early to jump on the ride that we first signed up for. So that's why we were doing some free rides before it got too crowded. But yeah, so we did Spaceship Earth. We did the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Journey of the Water is like a walkthrough with Moana themed. We did Guardians. We did Ratatouille. That one we had to wait for. And I think that was like the longest ride we waited for, which was like 30 minutes, which I'm not complaining at all. Because when it's busy, all the rides can be over an hour long to wait for, which is ridiculous. I don't have the patience to do that. But 30 minutes, sure. We did Imagination with Figment. I thought of Donna when we went on it. We did The Land. We did Mission Space. That one was interesting. I don't remember ever going on that ride. And it's like you're taking off. So it feels like you feel the pressure of like liftoff and then all this stuff. And then you get to push certain buttons. You have certain roles that you're playing and all this stuff. And it was fun. It was fun. I do wish that we ate and drank more around the world than what we did. My mom did reservations because she likes to sit down and eat, which is nothing wrong with that. And she likes the air conditioning because it is hot as hell. You guys, in September, it was like 90 and plus degrees. We were sweating. It was so gross. So gross. This day, on Epcot, we didn't have matching shirts, so Vince and I wore our quick dry shirts because we knew we were going to be hot and sweaty and gross, and I was just like, no. But yeah, I do wish we ate and drank around the world a little bit, because when you do those restaurants, they're expensive. I think it was like a minimum, I think it was like 50, I want to say it was $50 per person. And you got to pick an appetizer and a main course. And the thing about some of those is that for vegetarians, there's only like one option. There was one option for your main course, and then appetizers, I think there was like 2 options maybe. I don't like mushrooms, so that's why it was only one option for me. But anyways, there was more food for us to eat around the world, like walking through Epcot around the world, than there was at that restaurant. And I think like I'd rather have paid $50 and tried like 5 or 6 dishes and shared it with Vince than just to have that one. I mean, it was good, and it looked like we were in space. That's where we ate at, was over by the Mission space ride. So it looked like we were in outer space eating. Cute. Don't get me wrong. It's cute, but that's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for the atmosphere. And the food was good, but it wasn't like, I don't know. That's my only thing. It was like, I wish we just ate around the world and not had that reservation. We were thinking about canceling it, but if you don't cancel at a certain time, like, they charge your card. Like, it's Disney knows how to get their money in, that's for sure. But it's all fine. It's fine. We went on, I think, we ate in between going on all those rides that I listed, but did all that, and then we came back to the camper and we watched Jaws, and then we went to bed. I don't know why we watched Jaws. That's like a universe. It's not even a Disney film, but like for some reason I think it was on, and Vince was like, "Oh, let's watch Jaws." And I'm like, "What? Why?" So random, but we did. It was entertaining, that's for sure. That movie used to scare me when I was little, but not anymore, that's for sure. Anyway, so let's move on to Wednesday. So Wednesday, again, we woke up early, had coffee and breakfast at the camper, and then today was Magic Kingdom Day. So Vince and I decided to have our matching Monsters Inc. shirts, and I will put a picture here. I know, right? Super cute. I bet you can even hear Snoopy Bear. I thought they were so cute. I love Monsters Inc. It's not like, I don't think it's like my favorite Disney movie, but like I enjoy watching it, and it's just so funny. I think we ended up watching Monsters Inc. at some point in at the camper, but anyway, love it. So yeah, so for Magic Kingdom, we drove our golf cart to where the boat was, parked it, and we got to see some of the Halloween setups at Magic Kingdom, because obviously they're getting, they're starting the Not So Scary, which is really cute. But yeah, we the section that they opened up was Tomorrowland for the early start. There's people like stood out there blocking certain other parks that you can't get into if you're not like staying at the resort. So we went on the Buzz Lightyear one. My gun thing wasn't working, and I was so butthurt. Like, when we were at Universal, I like to go on the Men in Black one and shoot all the aliens, and normally I win, but this time I think Mom won. I think she hit the button. There's a point with the Men in Black, it says like push the red button. You have to hit that first, and then you get like 10,000 like bonus points or whatever. How many it is. So anyways, that was my secret weapon for winning it all the time. And then I showed my mom it, and now she knows it, so she won. Anyways, my gun was not working for Buzz, and I was like a little butthurt, but so I drove, because you can move the cart thing around. So Vince was shooting everything, and I was just like staring around. But yeah, so then the rest of the park kind of opened, so we reserved time for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So we headed over there, went on the ride, and then before we left that area, Tiana's was like already an hour wait. And then I think that's when we realized that we didn't have Tron, and Tron was like 2 hours of wait. And I was like, no. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean, head over to the Haunted Mansion, did Haunted Mansion. We went on Small World because no one likes Small World. I wonder if they're ever going to get rid of that ride, to be honest. Like, it's always 5 minutes. I feel like every single time I go, I've never seen Small World more than 5 minutes. I don't think people like that ride. To be, it's a small world. I don't know. Let me know down below if you like that ride. I think it's a great indoor ride. Like, I don't really care. Is it my favorite ride? No. But is it a ride to get out of the heat? Yeah. And I'll go on it. So we did that. Ariel Under the Sea. I think the time went up while we were in line because I think it said 20 minutes and I think it ended up being a little more like 30 minutes, but it was still cute. It reminded me, the shells there kind of reminded me of Finding Nemo because Finding Nemo was also shells, because I remember going on that one yesterday at Epcot and I was like, oh, it's like The Little Mermaid. It was, I don't know, I just had a giggle that they had like 2 rides that had the same like kind of thing that you go in and sit. But anyways, we did a little bit of that. I think we ate somewhere at this point. And then we walked down back to Tomorrowland and went on the Carousel of Progress again. I think that one was like a 5-minute wait, depending on where it starts moving, because it does spin around. But if you want to get out of the heat and you want to sit down, I think it's like a 30-minute ride. It's a long ride. I don't know if it's 30 minutes, but maybe 20 minutes. But it's a progression that Walt Disney started. So I think it starts in like either the 50s or the 60s, and there's this guy in the kitchen with a dog, and then you see the progression of like how things are changing, electronics and that kind of stuff. It's a cute ride. I mean, it's not really a ride. It's you sit down and the stage moves, but it's cute. We also did Tomorrowland, the People Mover, that kind of like thing that is up. It's almost like a tram, but not really, and it takes you around the park of Tomorrowland and that kind of stuff. And of course, Space Mountain, and never made it to Tron. No, never made it to Tron. There was we paid for, I think we paid for it, the Seven Dwarfs. We picked that ride, and that ride actually broke, but we did get to go on it later on for the Not So Scary Halloween, because all the rides were open. So I mean, it didn't break my heart, but then at the same time, I'm like, if we paid for it, I hope we got our money back, because we couldn't do the time that we selected. So who really knows? So then after all that, we came back home. I think that night was not so scary. So then it wasn't super late. So what we did was we hopped on the golf cart and drove around a little bit. And then we went to go watch the fireworks, because I knew if people started resting at the camper, we were not going to see these fireworks. And I wanted to see it because I don't think it was going to be the same as Not So Scary. So we drove over to the beach where our campsite kind of has. It's not really a beach. It's a water with sand, but the beach area. And that's where we got to watch the fireworks, which was really cool. And then we drove back to the camper. And I think that's when we kind of like settled in, and I think that's when we started watching Monsters, Inc. I can't remember if we finished. I know we weren't watching football because football is tomorrow, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we were just chilling like villains and watching Monsters, Inc. I'm going to say. I didn't mark it, so I don't really remember. So now we're going to talk about Thursday. Thursday was when I had some health issues. So if you don't want to hear anything medical, then you can fast forward a bit. But let's go ahead and talk about Thursday. So Thursday, we started waking up early, of course. I don't know. I remember waking up and hearing someone in the bathroom. So I was just like laying in bed, because our bed was in like the living room area, like the pull-out couch. And then my heart like skip a beat. You know how sometimes if you get scared or you wake up from a dream and you're like like that, and your heart kind of like is fluttering, like it's pounding, you could hear it pounding. Well, mine I think like skipped a beat and it was like really going ham, and I'm like, damn. And it happened once before and then it went away, so then I thought that's what it was. Like oh, I skipped a beat, whatever, it's going to go back to normal. Like, no worries. But by the time I ate breakfast, had coffee, and I was sitting there waiting for my parents, like, my heart was still going ham. And I'm like, Vince, feel my pulse. Like, my heart's being weird. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're having heart palpitations. And I was like, I know, it's weird. And my mom's like, are you going to be okay? Da, 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 da. I was like, yeah, like, it's Star Wars Day. Like, I'm not missing Star Wars Day. We're going to Hollywood Studios. Like, I'm not missing Star Wars Day. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, it will get better. Like, let's just go. So we take the golf cart, go down to the other side to take the bus because, like I said, Magic Kingdom's the only one you take a boat ride for. So we took the bus, head over to Hollywood Studios. Again, we got there early. We can walk in early. So we went on Mickey and Minnie's Railway. Okay, Runaway Railway. Okay, that's a tongue twister. It's super cute. It starts out with like a cute little short film, movie kind of thing on the screen, and then you get on the ride. It's really cute. So we did that first before our timing was ready for the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. That was really fun. I forgot what I was. I think my mom was a pilot and I was like the engineer or something. So I had to control like the ups and downs and she controlled going left or right. I cannot like think of which way she was going because obviously like I would think, okay, we're gonna go below this or we're gonna go above it, and I don't know. It was fun though. We kind of crashed a couple of times, but I think we survived it. I don't know if it looks different if you die or not. I don't know. Anyways, so that one was fun. Then we went and had some snack. I got the popcorn bucket, and I don't know why my body was like craving salt. And again, my heart is still like pounding weird at certain times. Like when I'm not concentrating on it, like when I was on the ride, I felt fine. And I felt fine throughout the whole day. Don't get me wrong. I could just feel my heart like like doing its thing. And I was craving salt, which is really weird. So then I'm like, it must be my heart, something like something's off. Like my levels must be off. Maybe I have low sodium. I've been sweating a lot. I haven't been drinking my water as much. I'm used to drinking, like I'll fill up my Stanley cup, which is 40 ounces, at least twice a day, every day. But now being at the park, like you can get free water at the parks, like anywhere that sells food. You can ask for a cup of water and that's free, which is really nice of Disney. Thank you. But I can't measure how much that is. And it has ice in it too. So I don't know like how much I'm drinking. Then it's like, then you have to go to the bathroom and it's just, I know I'm not drinking. So I know I'm dehydrated. I'm craving salt. Like my body's being weird. So anyways, we have our snacks or whatever. Then we go on to like Rise of the Resistance. That's where you can see the stormtroopers. Oh my God, 100% worth it. I am in love with the stormtroopers. They are my jam. They're my favorite. Oh, I'll show you because I took a picture. Vince and I also had matching shirts this day. We had Star Wars. We weren't matching, but we both wore Star Wars shirts. So let me show you a picture of that. Can you see how hot we are? Like, oh my gosh, temperature wise, we were so hot. And that was inside with the ride. I didn't want to show any of the stuff of the ride because I didn't want to be spoiler alert. I don't know. Just in case anybody that wants to go and they want to see it for themselves, I highly recommend, definitely paid to have that, to go on that ride if you're a Star Wars fan. It was just unbelievable. It was awesome. Like I could have cried. It was so cool to see all the stormtroopers there. Anyways, we also went and watched the Muppet Vision. It's kind of like a 3D. You just sit down and watch it. Again, indoor, awesome. Love that for me. We also walked up to Toy Story. We saved time. I forgot the name of it. I was trying to look it up. For some reason, I couldn't see it. But it was the one that you kind of like go around and you wear 3D glasses and you kind of like aim. It's kind of like ring toss. So it's like Toy Story carnival style. that made any sense. But anyways, it was a fun ride. So then we walked and we went to go have a snack, and then there was a roller coaster ride that I actually wanted to go on it, but my heart was still being annoying, and I didn't think a roller coaster would be that great of an idea for my heart. But I really did want to go on it because I think it was Aerosmith. So I was kind of butthurt because I thought like it was going to be like Universal, where the rock and roll roller coaster, like you can pick your 80s song and listen to it as you go. So Vince and my dad went on it. They said it was fun though. And so then after that, we reconvened with everybody. My mom's like, you should go to first aid and get your blood pressure check just to make sure, like just to have a peace of mind, because my heart is still going crazy. And she was, feeling my pulse. My mom's also a nurse. And she was feeling my pulse. And she's like, yeah, like, you're having heart palpitations, like, and it's been lasting since early this morning. So she was like, yeah, I think you should go. I'm like, okay. So we find first aid. It's in the first aid, at least for Hollywood Studios. It's in the front of the park. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but it's in the front. So I go there. There's I think he's a PA. And he took my blood pressure and he was like, oh my God, that's high. And I forgot what I originally was, but I was really high. My temperature was kind of high. And my heart rates, like he had the pulse ox on, but he could only take my blood pressure, and he was like, I'm gonna call the ambulance, like I'm gonna call 911. You're kind of high. And I was like, damn it. So, and then this other nurse comes in and she's taking my blood sugar, which I never really have done before. I've only had my blood sugar done before I had surgery, but normally for work, like they don't care about our blood sugar, so it's not like something we get tested a lot. And I don't have a primary care that I go to see all the time because before all this, I didn't think I had anything wrong with me. Like she took it and she was like, your blood sugar's high, like really high. She goes, are you diabetic? And I'm like, no. I'm like, great. So here comes the paramedics. I'm like, oh my God. They bring in the stretcher and I go, I'm not going on that thing. Like, I'm a healthcare worker. I'm not going on that thing. Like, we are the worst patients ever. Anyway, so they hook me up to the EKG, which is like a heart monitor thing. He's checking it. And then he goes, okay, we can do a 12 lead. He goes, I don't see anything, but let me do the 12 lead. So we put on more leads. He takes a look at my heart. He goes, your blood pressure is kind of high. You haven't been drinking that much. He goes, you haven't eaten anything that would make your blood sugar high. So he's like, you might be pre-diabetic, or because you're dehydrated, you've been walking around a lot, like maybe that's why your blood pressure's high. And then with you being dehydrated, maybe that's what's making your heart go the way it is. Because at that time, my heart wasn't going crazy. It kind of like slowed down, which was nice. So he's like, I think you need to go to the ED though, the emergency room. And you need to at least have them, figure out your blood sugar and get that under control. He goes, you don't have to come with me. Like you need to come with me and be in an ambulance, or if you want to, I will. And I'm like, you're an expensive Uber. No, thank you. I was like, I'll drive Vince will drive me, like we'll go. So he gave me a name of a hospital that has like a really fast, where you can walk in to the ED. We call it ED, by the way. It's the emergency room. A lot of people are used to seeing ER. In the hospital, we call it ED. But, so we dropped off my parents, and then we took the car, or we went to take the bus back to the golf cart. We took the golf cart back to the camper, and then we took our car and we left. We went to the emergency room, hung out there. They took my blood pressure, my blood sugar, all that jazz, hooked me up, gave me an IV because, like I said, they think I was dehydrated. I told them what happened, And, like, yeah, like, my sugar is high. Like, it was still high when they checked it and everything else. So the doctor prescribed me metformin, which helps out with blood sugar. The next day I ended up getting my results from my AC1, which I didn't do correctly because you're supposed to fast. So it's not a true baseline, but it was high. So it's either I'm pre-diabetic or I am diabetic. So surprise! That's how I found out that I might be diabetic. So yeah, it was also football, of course. They had a nice TV, so we were watching some football. Got discharged, went back to the camper, told my parents. It was really cool. They had a way where they would deliver the medication. The nurse told me for free, but it was only $6 to pay for it to have it delivered to the campsite that we were at. So 100% worth it. The drug also wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $12. I don't know. It's really weird how and I didn't have my insurance with me. So I had to put all my insurance information in to them later on. But at least the first aid part at Disney was free. That's nice because Disney's expensive and the last thing you want to worry about is your health. So at least being at first aid, because I asked before I left, I was like, oh, how much is it? And he goes, oh, no, it's free. The service, you be coming here, all that's free. He's like, please take care of yourself. Poor dude. The PA was more worried about me than I was. I gave him a shock of his life. Vince told me later on, he was like, he came out and when he was saying he was calling 911, he goes, I thought you were dying. His face, he was scared. And I was like, oh my God, I felt bad, but I was like, I felt fine. I don't know. Walking around with high blood pressure and blood sugar. Anyways, so that's basically it when it comes to all the medical stuff. The rest of the week is going to be kind of normal. So Friday, again, we woke up early. I felt so much better. I didn't have heart problems. Everything was fine. We drove to Ohana, which was at it's a restaurant that was at a different hotel. We paid because I needed to take a picture of Stitch. I was going to dress up all Stitch related and I wanted to have my picture with Stitch. So in order to do that, to guarantee that I have a picture with Stitch, because yes, you can wait in line at the parks and wait for the character to come out and take pictures. But I was like, no. I like breakfast anyways. So we paid to have breakfast with the characters. So it was Leo and Stitch. It was Mickey, Goof, oh my gosh, Pluto. I think that's it. I feel I don't know why I'm thinking that there's another person, but I think that's it. Let me show you a picture with me and Stitch. And there's my parents and us with Mickey. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. So they walked around to each of the tables and they signed some autographs, which we didn't have anything for them to sign. We just wanted to take some pictures with them. But it was super cute. They gave us a postcard that had their signatures on it. I was like, that's perfect. I don't have to feel the FOMO, fear of being left out, that all these kids and their character signature book, it's right there on the postcard that they gave us, which was awesome. So I have one or two of those that I kept for sure. Each person got one, so that was really nice. So yeah, we had breakfast with Stitch. Yum, yum, yum. It's basically all you can eat. So you sit down and you order, you don't even order what you want. I just tell them hey, we want the vegetarian one. They actually had vegetarian sausage and stuff like that, which was awesome. And then, yeah, so it comes with little pancakes, eggs, sausage. I think the people that eat meat, the people that eat the real meat, they also had bacon and stuff like that. So they come over and they give you bread and that kind of stuff, which I tried to avoid because again, I just found out that I'm diabetic. So I didn't eat a lot of the bread or the hash browns. Vince doesn't like eggs, so I kind of ate most of the eggs. So that works out for us. But anyways, you can order more food or more drinks. They had mimosas and that kind of stuff. You can also take your mimosa with you, which was awesome. So anyways, yeah, had breakfast, took all the pictures. We drove, because we drove there, we decided to drive back to the campsite, because we could have just left the car there and then hopped on whatever tram or whatever that hotel would take you to Animal Kingdom. But we just decided, because it would just be easier, that we just take the car back to our place. Especially when you get familiar of what bus stop you're at, which is really nice. They kind of make all the stops, I think, the same at each park. Don't quote me, but I think, well, there was one park we were a different number, but most of the time I think we were like 7. So I don't know, it was just easier that way. So we drove back to the camper, got into our golf cart, drove over, took the bus over to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom was really, really cool. We went on that safari ride. It starts with a K. I am not going to try to pronounce that name. It was in Africa. So you got to see a lot of the animals and drive around and that kind of stuff. That was really cool. So we did that. We did Avatar Flight of Passage. I think that's the one that we paid for. And then it came with another one for free or something like that. And we did Dinosaur, which was actually a cooler ride than I thought. I thought Dinosaur was going to be a lame ride, but no, it was actually pretty cool. And then we also went on the Expedition Everest. That was also fun. While we're there at the park, though, we found like this barbecue place, and they actually had like vegetarian, like burnt tips or whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called, but they were really good. They were really, really good. I was like super excited about it. Anyways, Vince, after lunch, he went back to the camper. He took the golf cart and went back to the camper. He had a phone interview. He had ended up doing like 3 different interviews. He also did like a presentation for this job, which I'll explain later on, but short story, like they want to hire him. We're just waiting for a surgeon to sign on for this, to use them, and then they'll hire Vince. So right now we still don't know for sure. We just know that we're waiting on the surgeon to sign. So hopefully we'll hear back soon. In real life, this is like October 27th. So even a month later, we still don't know for 100% sure. But at that time, he was still working on the interviews and that kind of stuff. But he said he did great, which is awesome. We came back and we kind of rested. I did laundry that day. The campground actually has like a laundry unit at each little camp loop, whatever, where the campsites are. And then I packed up our weekend bag for Salem because we're leaving tomorrow. Then that night we went over to the Not So Scary Halloween, which is really fun. My mom did a little bit of trick-or-treating. There was like so many people there. We stood and waited for the parade that started. So we were kind of up front, got to see all the characters. Then we were over by the castle. So then that's where the Hocus Pocus show was. I definitely watched that. So I got to see Oogie Boogie, the Sanderson sisters, Voodoo Man. I mean, it was a really good show. Really enjoyed it. I was going to stay and watch the next one, which was the fireworks and everything, but there was some rides that we didn't get to go on that I really wanted to do. So we went back and we went on Peter Pan. My parents went to the Haunted Mansion, but since we already went on that ride, I kind of wanted to do other stuff. So we went, Vince and I did Peter Pan. We also did the Seven Dwarfs, which was really cool because as we were on that roller coaster ride, the fireworks were going off. So we got to see the fireworks on the roller coaster. So that was really, really special. And then we walked over and saw Winnie. We went on Winnie and the Pooh. And then at that point, it was kind of late and we were tired and we were going to have to wake up really, really early the next day. So we kind of left, went back to the camper and slept. For Saturday, we woke up super early. I'm talking about either 3 or 4 in the morning. It was really early. We had to drive to the airport. We flew to Boston. As we were flying, we had to do a connection flight. So we did stay at the lounge and we ate breakfast and lunch there. We fly American, so I used up some of my points, and so that paid for the lounge. To me, it's not worth it unless you stay there for a couple of hours. We had like a 4-hour layaway, I think. So to us, it was worth it. We got there in time for breakfast, and then they brought out lunch, and then when we ate lunch, because it's like It's $80. Hey, it's comfortable seating. There's chargers. It's quieter. I don't know. To me, it's worth it. Anyways, flew into Boston. Miss Donna was super sweet. She came and picked us up. As we were driving, there was like a coast area, so we went out and took pictures. We stopped at Dunkin', got coffee. Excuse me. Went to the Airbnb. We unpacked, kind of got ready, and then I had dinner reservations for us, and then we met up with Kelsey and Vanessa, her wife. So much fun. Meeting everybody for the first time. It was fun and cool, but then at the same time, it felt like we've met before. Like we were just hanging out. Like this was like a normal thing. Like it just felt like, like we've already hung out before. We're such good friends. And anyway, so we all ate together and then we walked around. It was like raining a little bit. Vince and I did not bring our hoodies with us. I don't know if we even brought it at all for our trip because we're going to Florida. We didn't think about Salem like at all. Like literally at all. So we were there. We got some hoodies that said Salem on it, which was perfect. So we did a little bit of shopping, walked around. We saw like the old stuff from Hocus Pocus, but it was really dark out, so I knew we were going to get back there and we were going to watch it again, or see it again. So let's talk about Sunday, because this might take a while, and I'm already on Sunday for filming. So anyways, on Sunday, kind of woke up a little bit early since my body is used to that, waking up early. Miss Donna was already up, so I grabbed my coffee. Her and I talked a little bit, and then we walked over to Max and Danny's house. It wasn't that far from our Airbnb, so we took a couple of pictures, and then we walked back, got everybody together, went to go park. They had a handicap spot or a sticker, so we found like a handicap spot that was like super close to where everything was in the downtown area, but also not in downtown, so it wasn't fighting traffic terribly. But anyways, perfect spot, I think. We had brunch with everybody, and then our tour guide that we were going to do, a walking tour guide, she postponed like the time. She was like, oh, it's going to be 30 minutes later. And at first I was like, cool, we don't have to rush brunch. Like, this is great. It's fine. So we're eating, we're drinking, having a good time. Then we walk over to where the tour is going to be. She ends up canceling it. I was like, what the heck? Weird. So then I decided to whip out my phone and look at Google, and I was like, okay, so this is, what's her name? Now I'm going to draw a blank. Allison's house. And then I started talking about some other houses. I was just reading off of Google. Kind of embarrassing, but it worked. So we were just walking around, shopping, doing all the things, and then we went to go. It was about time for our tarot card reading, and she called me, and I was like, oh my god, no, please don't cancel. So she called me, and she was like, so the psychic is running late, she's stuck in traffic, but I can do it. And at first we were all hesitant, like, wait, are you a psychic, are you a cashier, like, what's going on? She's like, no, I'm a psychic, like, I'll do it, And we were like, okay. And we were like, oh my god, it's already something already can't. Like, we were kind of like hesitant, but she turned out to be amazing. I think we all had a great time. All of our readings were on point. It was a really cute shop. It was just, I'm glad we had her. I'll just say that. Like, I think she made it a lot more, I don't know, personable, and her energy, I really liked her. She wasn't the one I picked, because the other one that came in late actually came into our room, which was kind of like off-putting, but because we were in the middle of a reading. But other than that, like, she did an amazing job. Like, it was really good. So anyways, afterwards, the boys, while we were doing that, Vince and Johnny D, they were out metal detecting, and so we were walking towards them. We were actually supposed to go on a boat ride, but because we were walking towards them, and then also we had to pee, so we stopped at Vanessa's and Kelsey's place to go pee, and she grabbed snacks, and then we were heading back to the boat, and we missed it by like a minute or two, and he was like, sorry, we have to go, like, we have a full ride, like, we can't wait for you. And he said that on his thing. Like, I understand. It was just like, damn it, we paid for it and now we missed it. So not only did that walking tour cancel, we missed the boat ride, the tour card reading changed, but ended up being in a positive. So I was like, oh my God, like, and I felt bad because I was the one scheduling all this, you know? I was like, you guys, I'm so sorry. Da, 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 da. So anyways, we decided to do our own thing. We walked around. We got to see the witches, like the cemetery and all that, and walked around, did our own thing. We had Greek food. Donna kept talking about gyro, heroes, however you guys pronounce it. We each were talking about the different ways how to pronounce it. But we got to have some of those. Vince and I had falafels. So good. So we had that. Continue walking around, shop, drink. The tour guide actually was like, hey, I can reschedule. You guys can come for free for the later tour if you want. And we were like, okay, cool. So we went to go over there. She canceled again. Shocker, right? Oh, I'm not going to make it in time. I'm going to keep talking. So anyways, did all that. Shop, ate, drank, went back to a bar where we were drinking. The football was playing. I think at this point it was my Dolphins. They were not doing well, of course, shocker. We came back to the Airbnb, all of us, and we opened up Pokemon cards, and this is where Kelsey got her new addiction of Pokemon. Sorry, not sorry, Kels. But anyways, we had fun opening up Pokemon cards, hung out. I think we finished watching Hocus Pocus. We started watching it Saturday night. I think I forgot to mention that, but we started it, but we were all tired. So then we finished watching the rest of it on Sunday. And I think we also, Vince and I, had some leftovers that we finished eating as well. And we went to bed. So that was it for that week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have a great day or night whenever you guys are watching this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.